Good morning, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching as always. If you find value in this video, consider liking and subscribing, it does help the channel out a lot. According to reports, Keir Starmer is launching a probe into foreign collusion in our elections, and not just on our elections, our political players in the United Kingdom. So we're going to look at this now. Sir Keir Starmer has launched a formal investigation into foreign election interference as a former senior Reform UK politician accepted bribes to promote Russian interests in the European Parliament. Nathan Gill, the former Reform UK leader in Wales, was sentenced to 10.5 years in prison last month after admitting taking bribes for television appearances and speeches. The government is now launching an inquiry into foreign interference led by Philip Rycroft, a former permanent secretary at the Department for Exiting the European Union. Rycroft is expected to report back in March and will be given license to go anywhere he wants. The move is likely to be viewed by Reform as a political attack. I agree, we'll get into that in a moment. And Starmer has reportedly claimed that Nigel Farage and Reform UK are pro-Putin, accusing him of sycophancy. Nigel Farage previously condemned the Gill, describing his behaviour as treasonous. So that's what the government is doing. Now, Reform UK is riding high in the polls, polling consistently between 10 and 12 points ahead of Labour and the Tories. They've also cancelled local elections next year in England in specific places where Reform UK were expected to do well. And this report is going to come out just before the Scottish and the Welsh elections next year. Much like countries, political parties don't really have friends, they have interests. That's why if you look in Wales, you've got the minority Labour government being propped up by Plaid Cymru. And if Reform UK win the Senedd elections next year and become the largest party, you're going to see an inverse of that. You're going to see Plaid Cymru actually ruling a home nation of the United Kingdom, a separatist party, and you're going to see them propped up by Labour. Even though on paper, Labour wouldn't want or shouldn't want anything to do with separatists. Just look at the Labour Party in Scotland. They shouldn't want anything to do with the separatists in Scotland. And so if they want to be politically consistent, they shouldn't want anything to do with any separatists anywhere in the UK. When they announced this report, or they announced this investigation that's going to conclude with this report, they only mentioned Reform UK. They didn't mention anybody else. That's curious, because if you want to be politically consistent and you want to stay above it, and you want to say, right, this isn't about attacking a political party, this is about integrity of our politicians and making sure that everybody is singing off the same hymn sheet and we're not colluding with aggressive actors from abroad, then it should be consistent with every political party. That's not what we're seeing, and that's what I'm calling out here. Look at this first of all. This is from Charlotte Gill. Credit to Charlotte Gill. Keir Starmer, who literally met with US billionaire Mike Bloomberg last week, so Bloomberg can train UK mayors at a special Bloomberg school, is going to launch an investigation into foreign interference. So you can get foreign interference, or you're allowed foreign interference if it aligns with your interests. So that's the first one. Then you've got the second one here. Plaid Cymru accepted funding from Libyan dictator Colonel Gaddafi, a long-standing activist has alleged. I do hope that they are going to be investigated as well. Are Labour going to investigate their potential bedfellows in Wales? I think not. I smell bullshit. This is all about attacking Reform UK. This is what the Labour Party have to do. They can't actually win any debates with anyone on the right, and so all they can do is throw all the mud at the wall and see what sticks. Well, I don't think it's going to work. And you can remember from a few months ago when Labour was asked by the prosecutors, the CPS, to actually confirm that China was a threat. They chose not to, and they collapsed a China spike a case, and that particular case actually collapsed. Nick Timothy from the Tory says here, Keir Starmer says that the government didn't deliberately collapse the trial of the 2 men who spied for China. Stephen Parkinson, Director of Public Prosecution, says this is untrue. This is incredibly serious, and the PM must answer the questions in Parliament. So foreign collusion is allowed if you're the government or you're friends of the government and other political parties. It's not allowed if you're an insurgent political party and it needs to be quashed. People may call me a Putin sympathist for this, but I'm not. I want consistency across the board. I want consistency from all of our MPs, and I want consistency from all of our politicians. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If it's good for one, it's good for all. Just be consistent. If you want to take bribes from foreign hostile actors, take bribes. Let everybody take bribes. If you don't want to take any bribes and you don't want to do favours for your communist friends in China, don't do favours. You can't be confused. You need to be consistent on this. That is my view. Now, if you think that this is why they're cancelling elections and they're throwing all of this moderate reform because they just want to see what can stick, make me aware. If you think I'm being overly sympathetic to reform and I'm being paranoid, again, make me aware. All opinions are valid, and it doesn't mean I'm right, and it doesn't mean you're wrong. Comment, like, and subscribe. Do all of that good stuff. But my point is, be consistent. If you're going to do a report into foreign interference with our politicians and how our politicians are being got at by people that may wish the United Kingdom harm, go after everybody. Don't just go after a reform. Because I smell a rat. And it's a big Starmer-bot rat that's in 10 Downing Street that's trying to topple Reform UK. Anyway, have a good day and thank you for watching.